Hey, what is up, YouTube? Again, I know I haven't been that active on YouTube right now, but trust me, guys, it's all for rhyme or reason. I'm currently working on moving back to Boone, as I've already explained to you guys in the past couple of videos. And let me tell you, ooh boy, let me tell you, once we're back in Boone, you guys know for the past almost over a year, I think it's been almost a year and a half now, I've been wanting to do 420 related stuff due to the fact that my state has now decriminalized marijuana. So I definitely want to do some videos related on that. And I think one of my first 420 videos is going to be how to make brownies, because my first attempt kind of sort of failed. Second attempt turned out really good. So I know what I need to do now, how to make them actually enjoyable, because that video especially will help people who want to get involved in the 420 scene, who do not necessarily want to have to smoke the stuff. But anyway, as the non-stop traffic 24/7 down this highway that I live next to. And again, guys, that's another reason why I want to move back to Boone, because, I mean, honestly, I fucking hate this where I am now. But anyway, enough of me telling you guys about plans for the future of the channel, as well as me bitching about how horrible where I live is. But this video is going to be on what got me into collecting Zippo lighters. And we are going to be lighting up a Lucky Strike, because I also, once I move back to Boone, am definitely going to be back into the cigarette reviews, regular cigarette reviews, stuff like that, because those do pretty well for my channel. But we're going to be smoking a Lucky Strike non-filter, my go-to cigarette, with a World War II Zippo. Okay. I fucking love this Zippo, guys. Like, honestly. This is the most... I don't even know what to say about it. It's just so almost majestic in a way, if that makes sense to any of you Zippo collectors out there. But what got me into Zippo collecting, okay, it was 2015, right? I was 14 years old, long before I ever started smoking cigarettes or doing anything related to 420 stuff. And this is the thing though, guys, about me collecting, is I don't remember what video I actually just wound up stumbling upon. I think it was because at that time I was looking into like sensible prepping, things like that, you know, being prepared, just having, you know, like 3 months worth of food, stuff like that, which I have now. Yada, yada, yada. And all of a sudden, one of these preppers has this Zippo. And I can't remember who it was who actually had the Zippo. I think it was some guy who does both prepping and camping and like bushcraft stuff. And I was like, dang. Because when I was young, guys, I had one of those Zippo candle lighters. But I'm pretty sure those are made in China. And I was like, are Zippos even made in America anymore? And the guy was like, yep, they're still made in America, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to look into this. So then after looking into it, guys, I wound up finding Cutlery Lover, all of his Zippo trick videos and stuff like that. And I was like, dang. And then after that, one of the videos that I found was, of course, Owen Dowell. And Owen Dowell is the person who actually directly got me into collecting Zippo lighters. Because back when I found his channel, he was still known as PIZZSCN. He hadn't changed his YouTube handle to Owen Dowell yet. I think he did that a year or two later. But basically he had and still does have, a Zippo video playlist. And on his Zippo video playlist, I basically started from the beginning. I was like, I want to see this dude's whole collection. I want to see, you know, what Zippos he likes, stuff like that. And maybe I'll look for some of those Zippos myself. And if you guys remember, the first Zippo video that I ever did called My First Zippo, that actually was not my first Zippo. My first Zippo ever was my grandfather's brush chrome 1967 with the script font bottom stamp. And my dad gave it to me, and I think I've told this story a couple times before in the past. He gave it to me with the box and the paperwork and everything, and I left it outside, and it was going to rain later that day. And my dad later on went outside and found it, and I was only 6 or 7 at the time when he gave that to me, and he was like, well, I'm just going to put this away until you're a little older, because at that time I would lose everything, like vintage old things, like that old paper notes that I shouldn't have lost, I lost. Granted, I found them all now, but back in the day, you give me anything, I'd lose it. So that one really was my first Zippo ever, because I don't actually know where my satin chrome Zippo is, because that was like my first Zippo I ever bought myself to start collecting. And I don't know where that Zippo is. I think it's long gone. I don't think I have it anymore, but that really isn't that big of an issue because it's not really my first Zippo ever. So I haven't actually lost my original Zippo that I had. But funny enough about the story is I thought that lighter that my dad gave me back a long time ago, and then, you know, more or less took it back because I was irresponsible as fuck as a little kid. I thought it was a Ronson lighter. I didn't actually know it was a Zippo. Even though it said Zippo on the thing, I just assumed because he also gave me a little bottle, that little bottle of Ronson lighter fluid, I assumed, okay, Ronson lighter fuel. But I've been collecting Zippos now for almost, actually, yeah, it's been over 6 years now. And I've come a long way, guys. And I remember, like, it's a very nostalgic feeling looking back at when I first started collecting Zippos, because I didn't really know much. I was just like, you know, okay, let me go to Walmart and buy the satin chrome Zippo because I know Walmart carries legitimate Zippos and stuff like that. So I didn't have to do any research on whether it's legit, how to spot a fake bottom stamp, stuff like that. I didn't know any of that back then. So that's why I just went to Walmart and bought that one. Then shortly after that, I bought a newer brush chrome that was from 2000. Well, it really wasn't newer. It was new old stock that Rite Aid Pharmacy used to carry back in the day before they turned into Walgreens, where I used to live near the beach in Virginia. We went there and I got a brush chrome Zippo lighter, and then my father wound up getting me a high polished brass armor too. That was like my third or fourth Zippo I had ever gotten, was my original bottom stamp. It was D of 2012, and I don't have the Zippos out here to show you, but I can still remember when that thing was brand new, and I was like, man, I just gotta get this Zippo, gotta get this Zippo. And my dad was like, well, you might not want to waste all your money that you have, that you have on Zippo lighters. And I was like, yeah, but I gotta get this Zippo, man. It's one of the coolest Zippos that they make. And he wound up going to the Old Town Tobacconist in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And this was in 2015. And I can guarantee you they've had that high polished brass armor in there since 2012. And he wound up picking that up for me. And that was back when they were $29 instead of like $36 or whatever they are now. I know the price has jumped on almost all Zippos now. But again, just looking back on it, it's very, as I've said, nostalgic, because I mean, what did I use when I first started smoking cigarettes when I was underage, which again, I do not recommend any of you do. If you are under the age of 28, or if you are under the age of 2018, if you're under the age of 18, don't smoke and don't start, because you will get addicted and it will suck and you will be like, damn, bro. Now I can't function without a cigarette. But Man, I love that toasted tobacco flavor. Anyway, and over the years, I've kind of been in and out of collecting Zippos as well. Like there for a good year or two, I wasn't even buying any Zippos really. I was always carrying one, but I wasn't really ever looking to buy rare or old Zippos until probably about a year or two ago. Or actually, really only like a year ago, because that's when I got that Korean War steel case Zippo that has a new hinge on it and such, and I only paid 19 bucks for that on eBay. Because originally, and with that story, guys, I originally was trying to buy 2 steel case Korean War Zippos. Both of them had been repaired, had their hinges replaced, and had new inserts in them. However, one of them still had a lot of its finish left, and someone outbid me on that one. It wound up going for like 35 bucks or something, and at the time I was like, looking back on it, I really wish I had bid like 40, and I probably would have won that Zippo. But I was like, well, I will get this other one for $19. But that's basically the story on how I started collecting Zippos, what got me into collecting Zippos, and stuff like that. So, not too long of a video. I mean, it's probably going to wind up being 13 minutes when everything is said and done. But again, the prize of my collection right now is my World War II steel case with its original insert. And again, guys, I don't know if you can see it here on the video, but if you look closely at the flint, like what I really want to do with this lighter, guys, to make it work just a tad better, the insert is stick some sort of tube inside of the flint tube up here where the flint meets the flint wheel, because the flint is pushed far forward. So like instead of the flint being straight up like this and just scratched on the top, it's at an angle like this, and the Zippo flint is kind of curved like this. But that's why I only use Zippo flints in this, because my Ronsonol old school red Ronsonol lighter flints, they don't work as well in older Zippos like this that have an issue like that, because it's just scratching away the edge. It doesn't actually wind up curving the flint with the thing, and it doesn't throw out as much of a spark because it's only hitting the edge of the lighter flint, the cylindrical lighter flint that's red. It's only scratching one edge, and it's not throwing out enough sparks to actually light the wick on fire. Whereas a Zippo flint actually is softer, so it actually curves with the lighter flint wheel and actually will throw the entire spark out onto the wick, which is what I need for this lighter. But anyway, guys, that's just my little story I figured I'd film and make today. Again, I don't really have time to do much editing or anything to my videos right now due to the fact that I'm trying to get back up to Boone, but I hope you enjoyed this video, just a little story time on how I started collecting Zippos, etc., etc. And if you like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe. Anything you do helps, and I'll see you in the next video.